Good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, and I just thought I would kick off the week by doing something I did want to do. I did want to do maybe last week or the week before, but I just didn't get around to it, and that is a Q&A / get to know me video, since I did hit 100 subscribers, which is really cool. And I just thought now there's a few more of us, maybe it would pay for me to, give you a little bit of insight, give you a little bit of a sneak peek behind, the normal video. And I thought whilst I do that, I would just get myself ready for the day, as I do have to go into work in T-minus like 50 minutes. It is Monday, like I just said, so I hope you all had a lovely weekend. My mum got married, which I was gonna vlog, but I ended up not, just because it was a day that I really wanted to treasure. As you know, hopefully you'll never have to attend a parent's wedding again. That was what I did. And then yesterday it was my little sister's birthday, so I went over to my parents' house and we did a barbecue for her, and then her actual birthday's today, so I think I'm going back there this evening. I think that might just be me though. I don't think Adam's gonna come with me. I'll just start from the beginning if this is the first video that you are watching by me. My full name is Megan Ann Logston. God, I didn't realise I was going to tell you my middle name. I live in Somerset in the UK, and I live with my boyfriend, Adam, in a terrace house that we rent. Obviously, the dream is to own, but we are probably realistically a few years off that still, just because, the economy isn't great at the moment. I have two jobs. I work as a beautician, specifically in nail tech, at a salon in the town near where I live. And then my dad owns a private hire transport firm for the council, and I also work with kids who are in care or kids who have SEND problems, taking them to and from their schools or their foster homes, to kind of across all of that, or to sometimes to doctor appointment or contact appointments. So they are the two jobs that I do. I'm just doubling up on the concealer because we've had a very long weekend, and I think you can potentially tell. My birthday is the 20th of February, and so I am a Pisces by literally the day. I think if you're born on the 19th, you're an Aquarius. If you're born on the 20th, you're a Pisces. So I'm literally a Pisces to the day. So I don't really know enough about zodiac signs and all of that, but that's me. Okay, I've got a few questions up. They're very get to know me. They're not very in depth, but I just thought it'd be a cute, The first question is, what is my favourite movie? So my favourite movie, it's between two. I am the biggest rom-com lover ever, but so that's probably my top genre, but I'm also a huge Marvel fan. My favourite rom-com is between two. It's between Dirty Dancing and Pretty Woman. They are my two ride or die films. If I'm having a bad day, put it on. If I'm having, if I'm just needing a bit of anything really, they are my go-tos. And then if we're talking Marvel movies, my favourite Marvel movie is Thor Ragnarok. If you don't know who I am and you also want to know, here's an extra question, my celebrity crush is Tom Hiddleston. He plays Loki. He is the love of my life. I would leave Adam for him in a heartbeat, basically. But yeah, they are my favourite movies. Depending on what mood I'm in, what I'll rewatch, but yeah. The next question I've got on my list is, what is your favourite season? These are really random. I was sat in bed with my coffee this morning planning these questions. So now I'm reading them, I'm thinking, they're very surface level, but they're also, I guess, facts about me. My favourite season is Christmas. And in the UK, we are currently having the hottest summer I think I've ever experienced living in the UK. It has been consistently late 20s, early 30s for nearly a month. And I'm obviously born in February, which does make me a winter baby also. but I just love the winter and autumn. Okay, what was the question? Favourite season? Christmas, winter. I just love it. I don't feel like you can beat Christmas. It's so festive and magical, and I'm actually planning to, me and Adam have been saving up our holiday for work, at work, to potentially try and take quite a bit of time off this December before Christmas, just to do some nice things. We really want to go to Harry Potter World. We want to like go around London with it being all festive, and maybe just get an Airbnb for a few days. I was toying with the idea of doing Vlogmas as well. If I take enough time off, obviously it's very boring if I'm working, but if I can take, you know, a few weeks off, then it might be worth doing, because then obviously those weeks I don't know. Anyway, that's what I was thinking about doing. Not 100% sure yet. Oh, my powder's downstairs. But yeah, December, Christmas. I know the season's winter, but you know, that is my favourite season, 1000%. Something else that I wanted to discuss is I'm a big reader. I think you know, if you've been following along for a while, you will know that I'm a big reader. The last book I read was The Housemaid, because I watched the film and then I read the book. But my favourite book is Heated Rivalry. Obviously that series came out. I discussed that quite a lot on this channel. I get very obsessed with things. That's another thing about me. Like, I get very, very, like, swallowed by different things, like whether that's, I don't know, a book or a TV show, or a person or a character, or so that is obviously why I got really obsessed with Heated Rivalry. So I watched the series and then bought both the books. What is it? The first one's Heated Rivalry, the next one's The Long Game, and I read both of them, which they are just amazing books. If you haven't read them yet, I would get on that, because they're just really like lovely. Like, I know there's a few bits in that like are obviously a little bit R-rated. I did lend it to my mum, and she was like, my stepmom, and she was like, what the hell have you what the hell have you given me to read? But yeah, it's a very good book. I really enjoyed it. The book I'm about to start now that I bought recently is Off Campus. I don't think that's what it's called, but I bought the Hannah and Garrett Graham book, and then obviously we'll go on to Dean and Ali, but I think I want to watch the show first before I read the book for them. So yeah, my beauty blender in here. Do I have any pets? So me and Adam don't have any pets. Obviously, I think you probably would have seen them about, but my family do have a cockapoo called Freddie, and he is everything. Me and Adam look after him when they go away. He is like the cutest little chocolate cockapoo, and he is so well natured and so well behaved, and he is literally like a human. My parents treat him like a human. It's the only way I could describe how much of like a valued member of our family this doggy is. And then Adam's parents do have cats. I'm personally a dog person over a cat person, just grew up with dogs. But yeah, we don't have any pets. I don't know if we ever will. We're just a bit busy at the moment, you know, to be able to give a dog like the life that we would want to be able to give a dog. But you never know in the future what we... Do I have any tattoos? Obviously I have tattoos. The first one I got when I was 18 is my back tattoo, my wings. That was a tattoo I really wanted before I even turned 18, and I literally booked it in for like a few days after I turned 18 and got that done. To be honest with you, I forget about that one quite a lot just because it's on my back. But that's the only one I've got anywhere on my body apart from my hands. If you haven't seen my hands before, ignore my nails, they're a bit broken, but these are my proper tattoos. This is like a nice leaf and a rose. I have this quote, which is one of my favourite quotes. It says, no rain, no flowers, which basically means you have to go through the bad days to get to the good days. You can't have flowers without them getting wet, basically. And that is, yeah. And then I have the rose, which when I first met Adam, he used to always ask the restaurant to put roses on the table, which was just cute, I think. So that's like a double meaning of that. I also just liked it. And then this one is the tattoo I got done for my cousin who passed away about 2 months ago. He was 17. I touched on this. I haven't touched on it much because it's still very raw, but he was 17. He died of meningitis. So the hospital gave us these key rings, and he had the hollow bit in the middle with him, still does now. And I got that tattooed because I didn't want to put it on my keys and lose it, like God forbid. So I have that one there. That's my favourite one. That's my newest one. And then I've got my little lightning bolt, which is probably the one I would get removed if I was going to get anything removed. And then on the inside of my wrist, I have and ... which is a Mamma Mia quote. And the reason I have that is because Mamma Mia was the first musical I ever watched live, like in the theatre. I watched it in the West End when I was younger, and it was the musical that made me want to be in musicals. If you don't know that about me, I've done amateur dramatics my whole life. This is like the longest period I've gone without actually being in a show, but I'm kind of done with it now just because I haven't got the time, I haven't got anything like that. But yeah, that's my tattoos. Love. I'm a big tattoo fan. I'm actually getting a new one on Friday with my sister because she's turning 18. I wanted to end this video with a question that's a bit different, and that is, what's 3 things I couldn't live without? I haven't actually thought about this, so now I'm gonna have to think of 3 things off the top of my head. The first thing would probably be, I don't know if we're going materialistic or sentimental, so maybe I'll do 6 things, 3 things materialistic and 3 things sentimental. We'll do more materialistic first because I find that a little bit easier. I know it's not a good thing, but I'm quite a materialistic person. I'm not very like, I'm an emotional person, but not, I get a bit cringed, which isn't a good thing. I'm aware of that, I'm working on it. But unless it's just me and Adam, I struggle to be like, materialistic things I can't live without. Coffee. I am a coffee lover. I think a lot of people are. But I've had to cut down on my coffee because it was affecting my sleep really badly. But coffee is one thing that I can't go day to day without in the morning. I am a huge crisps fan, like the crisps. I guess in America they call them chips, crunchy crisps. I would just literally eat them all day, every day if I could. I'm obsessed. If you know me, you know I literally have a secret stash of crisps in my bedside table drawer. I am obsessed with crisps, especially crisps and dip. Oh my God, it's so good. So yeah, crisps is a big one. And then, what's a third thing I can't live without? I have this new tanning butter. That's like why I've been able to get, I do need to sit back out a bit more, which is why I've been able to get so brown. That's really good. I guess my phone. I'm addicted. I'm chronically online. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, I can't think of another one, so let's go on to sentimental things. Adam, he is the love of my absolute life. I love my life, but I don't actually know what I would do without him. His face just puts a smile on my face every single day. Obviously my family I'm a very family orientated person. If you've been following along on my Sunday videos, pretty much every Sunday we have some sort of event with the family, and that is just the highlight of every single week for me, being with all my family. They are just incredible. We're so close. I've got 3 siblings. I've got 2 step siblings and then my actual sister. I feel very blessed to have a family like I do. And then what's one more thing that I can't live without? It's not sentimental, but flowers around the house. I just think it adds something to like every room. I am obsessed with buying myself flowers. But yeah, I always have fresh flowers around my house. And I also just think they smell amazing. They obviously just look incredible. I am kind of on the hunt for some really good fake flowers that like look real, because the amount of money I'm spending on fresh flowers to have around the house. Like I always have some in the kitchen, I always have some in the living room, I always have multiple in the living room, and then I like to have a bunch in the bedroom as well. Although I was told to stop having them in the bedroom because I bought some lilies and the middle of them dropped out and left a bit of a stain. I got in trouble basically. But yeah, they're the things I can't live without. I guess my family, Adam, fresh flowers, crisps, and what did I say? Coffee. I'm such a simple person. I think you're probably going to realise that after this video specifically, but also just if you follow me in general, I'm very, I don't want to say easygoing because that's probably not the case, but I don't have a lot of boxes when it comes to like things that make me happy. So I'm very simple. And that's just me. I like what I like. There's not much of that. And yeah, I also love my own company, which I think's great. If you can be comfortable just on your own, I think that is like the key to happiness. Obviously it's okay if you're not, you know, okay with your own company. I haven't always been, but I think if you can be okay in your own company, you will just thrive. Obviously I haven't always been like this, and some people will probably never be like this. I've really struggled to be in my own company recently with the loss of my cousin, but I do genuinely think that, you know, the key to like happiness is just being okay on your own. Obviously I had to get used to that as well when Adam was traveling to and from Ireland. Okay, I'm going off on a tangent now. I'm ending this. Thank you for getting to know me, sitting through this video. I think it's going to be a bit of a longer one than normal, so I hope you enjoy that. In the future, if I do any Q&As, it'll probably be a bit more in-depth questions I might ask you for, but this was, like I said, a bit more of a get to know me Q&A whilst I got ready for my day. Subscribe if you haven't. Yeah, subscribe, like, go back and watch my previous videos. The last video I did was blimming chaotic, but it was a good video. But yeah, I hope you'll have a good week. I will try and post again at some point this week. I'm about to finish the job that I do with the kids, with the little ones. Tomorrow's my last day, so I'm hoping that over the 6-week summer holidays I can get some videos going up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you soon.